C1. You are listening at FameTV.info. It was a dark night. The night sky was filled with mist in the imperial capital. A small courtyard. As the pain came, Mo Yen slowly opened her eyes. The burning candlelight made her eyes hurt. What entered his eyes was a few men wearing scarves, but other than the masks on their faces, they were all naked. Guogua's chest and his undisguised lower body. It frightened her, but she couldn't say a single word. A soft cloth was stuffed into her mouth. He woke up. Seeing her open her eyes, a man said with an evil smile. "Girl, it's so beautiful. Let this bro first love you." As he spoke, a big hand reached out to touch her body. Only after her body started trembling did she realize that she was only wearing a small undergarment and a pair of thin underpants. Heavens, where was she? Was this an act? But no matter how hard she tried to remember, she couldn't think of a movie company she'd ever promised to film. Through her apron, a wolf's hand had already touched the softness on her chest. Howl. She swallowed. There was no way acting could have such a scale. The hand was even starting to play with her soft and upright body. There was also no camera equipment around, no director or assistant actors either. In that case, she had crossed over, and it was an extremely miserable one at that. The softness gave off a sharp pain, and the strength of the hand increased. Her mouth was filled with a foul stench as she bent over her face. Howl. She continued to swallow, terrified. "Third brother, let me go first." "Go, go, fifth brother, since you called me brother, then you're not allowed to fight with third brother. This girl is so handsome and she's as fresh as a cabbage. After I get on, it'll naturally be your turn." "Alright, since I want her at death's door, I might as well save myself a bit of trouble. It would be a pity if I were to cut such a beautiful lady's neck. It would be better to be under this brother for me to be satisfied." As Mo Yen listened to each of those words, she started to panic. At this moment, she thought of 4 words. First, rape, then murder. The man bent over her once again, his large hand already moving towards her lower body without any trace of politeness. Howl. She tried to wave her arms, but her wrists were locked in an iron ring on a nearby bedpost. Only now did Mo Yen notice that the room she was in was extremely luxurious and exquisite. The room was made of silk and satin, with a bit of incense burning. It was not only her wrists that were tied to the bedpost, but even her ankles. In front of a few men, she had been tied up in an awkward large font. Just when the man's face was leaning over her lips, another man suddenly raised a pair of scissors in his hand. "Beauty, your brother will release your restraint first. Only then will you be able to enjoy the happiness of being a woman." The scissors were delivered to her underwear while the man was talking. "Gotcha." Mo Yen gasped. With another cut, her lower body would be exposed to these men. Howl. Tears welled up in her eyes. First, she would rape and then kill. It was impossible for her to suffer such unbearable torture the moment she teleported to this unknown world. Right, the lips of the man who was called third brother were about to touch hers, while the scissors continued to cut her underpants. With just a few more cuts, her entire body would be devoid of anything. Closing her eyes, she dared not look. She pushed the tip of her tongue against the soft cloth in her mouth. Since she was going to be killed by these stinking men and women, she might as well bite her tongue and commit suicide, falling clean as well. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.